What's going on, guys? Before we get into the episode, I want to tell you a little bit about an event called Praise in the Park. It is a free event being held at the DeGraff Community Park September 14th. There will be Christian bands playing from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., food, and children activities. If this is something that might interest you and you would like more details, please call 937-594-0444. Again, that is 937-594-0444. So let's get together to praise and worship the Lord, and I hope to see you guys there.
Middle of the field, and he is sacked. And holds.
Barton got to him, the nose guard.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Huddle podcast. I'm Cole Bart.
I'm Ruben Godinez.
And today we have some special guests. We actually are in my alma mater, Benjamin Logan High School, with the Coach Jenne. Coach Jenne, it's nice to have you on today. We really appreciate you taking the time to come out and, talk to us for a little bit.
The Coach Jenne.
The Coach Jenne.
Sounds like the Ohio State University. It's just Coach Jenne.
So just a little background story. Coach Jenne has 36 years of coaching experience.
Yeah, I'm just young one.
10 football programs. Galleon native. That's how you pronounce it, correct? Mm-hmm. And Northmore High School. He has several D1 and NFL athletes coached, and he brings a lot of expertise to the coaching staff here at Benjamin Logan, and it's a pleasure actually being able to experience and learn from him.
Well, I appreciate that introduction, but it's just finding guys that love the game along with you, and getting them in spots they love to coach, and it's easy after that.
What program have you been with the longest? Because Cole said you've been with 10 different teams. Is that right?
It's been a few different teams in my career. As a head coach, I was probably at Jonathan Alder the longest.
Okay.
And but they were all between 6 and 7 years.
Okay, awesome.
And the good thing is, each program that I did take over was on hard times when we took them over.
Yeah.
So. We've done this rebuild thing in the past, and we're trying to do it again.
So, Coach Jenne, you talked about your time with Jonathan Alder, and I just want to know how has the style of coaching changed over the years and the style of football?
To me, the style of coaching hasn't changed. It's the type of football has changed. Mm-hmm. When I was at Jonathan Alder, when I first started, I came from Marysville, and we had just made a run to the Final Four in Marysville, and we were a wing T team, and we took pieces of that wing T offense that I learned in Marysville, and basically when we upset St. Mary's Memorial in that playoff run we had, borrowed from that offense as well, and took that with me to Jonathan Alder, and we became a wing T team. When I went to Xenia, there was a lot more speed in that type of school that we had with the makeup of the athletes. Mm-hmm. And we went from more of a power wing tee to what I would call a speed wing tee.
Yeah.
And with a lot more of the jet sweep and the counter, that type of stuff. When I went to Darby, we were able to develop kids where we were able to do more of your spread type of offense. We ended up having several athletes going on to the next level when we were at Darby. In Cincinnati, we had to adapt to the type of kids we had down there. And before I came up here, I was coaching 1 year at Cincinnati Elder, and that was a pleasure just being in that program, just to see how one of the top-notch programs in the state of all time is run. And I learned a lot in just 1 year with that coaching staff.
So how many kids were at Cincinnati Elder?
Well, it depends how you ask the question. If you're talking varsity football, you're talking sophomore through senior.
Yeah.
And in the playoff game, I think we dressed very close to 120 boys that night.
Jeez.
And that was just sophomore through senior.
That is crazy.
Yeah, imagine seeing that sideline.
And the scary thing is, if you do the actual adding of the numbers for the state, where they determine what level they should be, Elder actually should be a Division II team because it's an all-boys school, and when you're dressing 120 boys, but with the new way that they do the figuring on who's going to be in what division, they were bumped up to Division I because of how things were, or how things are, and it's a scary thought in my mind if Elder actually played in Division II, what would be going on in Division II. But of course, then they would get to match up with the likes of Akron Hoban and things like that too.
Very true. Very true.
Like you said, you're just a young guy, but you've been doing this for a while now. I was wondering, what was the main reason to get into coaching?
That's a loaded question too. After I played high school football at Northmore High School, the interesting thing there is our school colors are the exact same school colors as Benjamin Logan, the exact same gold. When I first got here, that was an interesting discussion about it's not yellow, but it's more of what's called an old gold type idea, and that's the same. We were at Northmore as well. My father was my head football coach when I was in high school. I didn't play football a lot like what's the design out here at Benjamin Logan. I did not play contact football until 7th grade. Yeah. We didn't have a Pee Wee program at all. There was no such animal at the time. But trust me, when I say we played backyard football, it was backyard football, and it didn't matter how old your brothers were. If your brothers were 4 years older than you, you were playing football, and it was rough and tumble. But but the thing is, when we got to 7th grade, we were hungry to play football, and I was lucky enough to go through Northmore High School with the largest class that ever went through with boys at that time, and we loved the game of football. We loved all sports.
Yeah.
Our senior group in high school went on to win the football championship and the track championship, and we almost won the basketball championship too. So yeah, we had a special group of guys that we loved to play sports.
Yeah.
But I went on to college at Baldwin Wallace College, and ended up breaking my ankle for the 7th time during my junior year of football, and decided this is the time, and ended up having some people that I knew at a school named Berea Mid Park, and that's where I started doing my coaching at a Division I school while I was still in college, my senior year of high school, and then was lucky enough to get a teaching job back then. There was it was teaching job shortages, not teacher shortages.
Right. Okay.
And so it was hard to find jobs. I was actually hired before I graduated. Went to a small school outside of Youngstown, Ohio, and eventually a superintendent at that school brought me to Marysville when he got the job, and that's where the bumps started happening.
I love that. And you mentioned that your alma mater was the same colors as it is now here at Benjamin Logan. So what does that kind of mean to you, just to kind of continue to represent those colors?
Well, to me, it's like I've come home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same type of community. We were next. I mean, we were next to Galion, Ohio, and now people would say, well, it's Galion Northmore, but it's like saying it's Bell Fountain, Benjamin Logan. Though you don't put those words together.
Yeah.
So it's the same type of idea, same colors. I mean, it's the same type of makeup of kids that I grew up with too, and I understand where they're coming from and what's going on with their lives. But of course, there's a lot of things that are different from what I grew up with.
And you talked about that you had several injuries, and that just kind of what ended your football career, like you said, junior year of college. But so I tore my ACL when I was a senior in high school, and that's what allowed me to build my business that I have now. And so, I always tell people, it's kind of crazy, but that was probably breaking this knee or messing up this knee was the best thing that could have happened to me.
There's always a pathway.
Yeah.
I mean, for some players who go through high school football, they may find, college football is not for me. Mm-hmm. And what's nice is sometimes they see there's other pathways. For example, we have a lot of boys that are learning what it's like to be in our strength program.
Yeah.
And we have several boys that have mentioned they would like to go on to physiology and strength training, that type of stuff. And I mean, if we can lead to different pathways for these boys to have success in their future, more power to us.
So what was kind of your journey when you were going through those struggles of those injuries, and what would you kind of say to, because I'm sure coached for a long time, what are some of those things that you've had to teach these kids that have gone through an injury that love this game so much?
Well, the number one thing is we got to take care of the injury, and then we do what we can to get back safely, and do the best we can to help them move forward. I mean, it's never fun to battle back from an injury.
Yeah.
I mean, but we just do what we can, and the biggest thing for helping injuries is we try to do as much what's called prehab with what we do with our work in the weight room. And our guys this year have had a great off season, and hopefully we see some rewards to the work that we've done in the off season.
You know, kind of to rewind a little bit, I just want to know, like, what your favorite aspect to coaching and being a teacher and educator is.
Okay. My favorite actual aspect of coaching is basically what's going on right now with our team. The growth that we're seeing in the amount of time we've had this summer where we instituted the idea of going with a platoon system and seeing the growth of what's going on with our kids and our team right now. Do I think we're ahead of the curve of where I thought we would be this year? I think we're a little bit ahead of where I thought we would be this year. And I think that whole process has been sped up with us doing and going with the platoon system, which allows us to and with our staff. I mean, we have a large staff of coaches this year.
We do.
And it's like it was it's like the clouds parted and things have happened for us. I mean, we've had, like yourself, guys that have come back to the program from other parts, unknown and known around, to help out. I mean, with the amount of offensive line coaches we have, with the amount of defensive line coaches we have, linebacker coaches that I mean, it's like everything has just lined up perfectly for us. So, I mean, with the amount of coaches, with the amount of players, and it's just almost like it was meant to be this year.
Absolutely.
So if we can keep on this ride and keep growing and stay being coachable, who knows what could happen. But the number one thing is when you have a young team, that especially when we're still learning, is we need confidence.
Absolutely.
And the more confident we get, the better we will be. So the number one thing I'm hoping for is to get as much confidence in what we're doing starting again tomorrow night.
A lot of coaches, they have these quotes, they have these sayings, and I was wondering if there was something that maybe that sticks out to you that you constantly are saying, or maybe just this year that has been your main focus.
A couple things that have been said this year and last year that for example, we have a nice new banner that we hung up in the weight room ETR. With our new weight facility, the ETR, and that I don't know exactly when I came across it, but it's something that I borrowed from the head coach at the Jaguars when the Jaguars were basically brought into the NFL, and eventually he went to the New York Giants. But he used the term ETR, and it was basically earned the right.
Okay.
And, with what we went through last year was a struggle. It's not easy to do and just basically pop back and say, hey, our numbers have increased. I mean, it's just how the kids have responded and teaching them about ETR, about earning the right. And we talk about, you just can't walk out on a football field and expect a game to be given to you.
Yeah.
You have to earn the right to win the football game.
Yeah.
And that's basically what we're working with. And we talk about earn the right. You have to earn the right to, I mean, we are earning stickers on our football helmets, and everything we're doing is earning things, even where we're keeping daily attendance in the weight room in the off season. And with those numbers, they earn the right of where they stand in line to get their equipment. I mean, it's all those types of things. And we also talk about it goes beyond the high school level. I mean, when you get out into the real world, nothing's going to be given to you.
Of course,
you're going to have to earn the right to get what you can to eventually provide for your family.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go with the idea of I'm just going to just sit back in my easy chair, turn on the TV, and things are going to flow my way.
Exactly.
So, I mean, if we can get that idea into their heads as players of what it takes on a football field and be able to transfer that into life, and we've had a successful season this year.
You know, he kind of just answered my question without even asking it. He's good at this stuff. But you know, I want to ask you, you know, we've had a long summer. There's been a lot going on. A lot of people here, a lot of people not. But we have worked this summer, that is for sure. And I just want to know, what are you most excited for leading up into this season?
You know, it's there's no one answer to that question.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just excited for the next step. I mean, I'm excited to actually come out of the locker room next Friday night. And, and I mean, that type of stuff just gets,
yeah.
I mean, you can see right there. I'm not joking. When I talk about that type of stuff, that makes the hair on my arms just perk right up. And it's, I mean, I may have a little bit of age to me, but the blood still flows, and it gets emotional for me with just thinking about taking these 70 boys out there for that first game this year, and just basically just saying, let's go. Yeah. I mean, that type of thing. Just show show how far you've come. I mean, I'm excited about that type of stuff. I mean, I can't wait for next Friday.
Why do you think football does that to us? Why do you think this sport is so just like meaningful?
I mean, you know, it all goes back to the basics. I mean, you have to get out of bed in the morning. And you know what I mean? It's just like it's something ingrained in people where, I mean, especially in this type of community, when you have a lot of people that are working the land the way they do, you know, if you don't get up and get going in the field, you know, that type of stuff, you can't make it back up. And that type of mentality of, you know, you've got to get out there and you've got to earn the right to do things. And it's just, when you go in the weight room and you have to set your goals, and like all summer we're out there with stopwatches on the players, and their times are dropping down, they're getting faster while their strength numbers are going up. They're seeing how they all connect, and they start putting the dots together, and they understand, and when we start talking about platooning, and these guys are going to be on offense, these guys are going to be on defense. One of the guys you're going to be talking to here in a minute, I mean, he was a starting offensive lineman, and I just walked up and I said, hey, what do you think about starting on the defensive line this year? And he just said, you know, whatever's going to work for us. I mean, you can't ask for more than what these guys have done this year. And I mean, they've sacrificed personal gain for what's going on with the team.
Right.
And I mean, that's where it gets fun.
Yeah, Coach. You know, I just want to, you know, completely say thank you, and I want to elaborate because I saw those goosebumps. They were there. They were there. And I will say the first day I came in for weightlifting to help out, I had the same thing just rush through me. It was like, honey, I'm home. Let's go. Let's do this thing. And it has been nothing but a pleasure to be able to watch these kids grow, and I cannot wait to see, you know, what we put together this year and what we attack one game at a time. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's exciting when you see, even with the improvements we made in the weight room this summer. We went from basically an average high school weight room to
beautiful.
To me, it's one of the finest weight rooms in this part of the state.
Absolutely.
And we'll brag about it, and if anybody wants to compare, I'll open the door for anybody who want to come look.
I love that. Absolutely
I'm proud of
love
that weight
that.
room.
Yeah.
You want to come in there and you'll get a shock and awe. I mean, that's it. It is quite the show off piece right now. And
You guys have had some new stuff like for the weight room and then the turf field, right? How long ago was that put in? Just
the
like
turf was last year.
Last
This
year.
is 1
Yeah.
year. I mean, all of these things with the support of the football boosters, with Purse Bingo, with the athletic boosters, with their help with what we've put into that weight room. I mean, it's a lot of people coming together to make things happen, and it's just like out there with the football kids. It's a lot of kids putting in a lot of work to make things happen. So it's just, you just keep circling back. I can't wait.
With that, I kind of want to bring the guys over here.
Yeah.
We've talked about them, and I kind of want to give them an introduction. We're bringing on Wyatt Blackburn, senior nose guard, one of my guys. Love him to death. Great kid. Jerrick Stevens, senior defensive back, hardworking kid, and two great individuals that are great leaders on this football team.
I'm excited to get to know a little bit more about you guys. So I know on the pod we usually kind of run through the background and the stories a little bit. So I do want to touch a little bit up on that. So can you guys both explain to me like where sports started for you and the love of football happened?
After seventh grade, I was playing basketball and I quit basketball, and a lot of my friends kept bugging me to start playing football. And I didn't want to, but by the start of 8th grade, I decided I might as well take the chance and play. And 8th grade is when I started, and I've loved it ever since.
I got to give a brief background story on Blackburn. So Blackburn would have been, I think, elementary school. When I was in high school, we did senior basketball camps, and I got to tell you. He still has a baby face. But no, it's been awesome to come back and be able to see these guys, and that brings on Jerrick. Jerrick, tell us a little bit about how you started.
So, ever since preschool up until 3rd grade,
Bring it closer to your face.
ever since preschool to 3rd grade, I played soccer, and I never had much interest in it. And then 3rd grade, there was a flag football program at the YMCA, and I tried it and I loved it. So ever since 3rd grade, I've been playing football.
So how excited are you guys for tomorrow? Because it's here.
I'm very excited. Yeah.
So can you guys talk to me a little bit about what your favorite part of this summer was, whether it was on the field or off the field when it comes to football, like maybe on the field, whether it was a scrimmage, a 7-on-7, or off the field when it was just team type of stuff like bonding and stuff?
Seeing my growth in the weight room, the beginning of this off season, I wasn't lifting that good. I was thinking I was just average or below. Mm-hmm. But by the start of the season, I gained a lot, and now I'm more confident in what I can do.
Awesome, I love that.
Definitely improving on the field with reps and stuff. I love defense. I love hitting people. Yeah. So that was definitely my favorite part.
So, that brings me, and I want to ask you guys this personally, what are you most excited for this year? This is your senior year, the last time you get to lace up with these 70 guys, and I just want to know, what makes you most excited?
Just being with all the seniors one last season and going out there, giving it our all, and trying to be better than last year and even more than that.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to be with everyone because this will be the last time I'll probably see most of them because I'll graduate this year. And, just excited to see where we go.
So Coach B. Bart here, he has been with Ben Logan, his entire life, right? And he went to go play college football at Heidelberg. So has it been kind of cool just to kind of see someone back here, getting to coach you guys up that did play at the college level?
Yeah, especially since he played my position. It's nice to have someone that has played it and has experience to help you learn and get better.
I don't really get to deal with Jerrick as much, but when I do get to see him, it is all gas, no brakes, and his head's always locked down, and he's always putting the work in. So, no complaints on my end there. No, one of the big things that we asked during this podcast, and it's kind of cringy. I don't want to say the word because Irv hates it. So I'm going to say rituals or routines.
Routine, yeah.
So before a ball game, do you guys have any pregame routines or rituals that you have to do and have some sort of superstition with?
I don't really have any personal ones like superstitions, but last year before every game we would have a team prayer.
Yeah.
And then running out on the field with the flag is also probably my favorite thing that we do.
Yeah, I love running out in the field. It really just brings more energy to the team before game and gets us pumped up, ready to play.
Yeah, so we've had some guys say energy drinks, fast twitch. They need that before the game, or they got to listen to a specific song. So you guys don't got anything like that?
No.
It's probably best.
Yeah.
It's probably best out there.
I do want to ask though, just what music do you listen to before a football game?
We've had someone say sad country music.
Sad country music. We got, you know.
I love Metallica.
Yeah.
I like
Enter Sandman,
Yeah, I like
baby.
a lot
Let's
of
go.
rock, punk rock.
Punk
kinda.
rock.
So is that kind of the vibe in the locker room too? Just kind of the rock.
more
Or
rap.
not.
It
More
depends.
rap.
More
It depends.
rap.
It depends. It has the aux cord.
Yeah.
Let's just
So
be
are you
real.
guys the type of guys that have the headphones in, or you guys listen to what's on the speaker?
Listen to what's on
Headphones.
the speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Headphones, yeah.
You know, another thing that kind of stuck with me, or probably two. We had a specific individual. Don't remember who it was on one of our last couple podcasts, and his message when he went to football camps in the summertime. One of the football camps, when the coaches came up to him and said, "What's your why?" You know, and I just want to ask you guys, what is your why?
I just want to. Football's like the biggest team sport that you can play, and I wanted to play it because I wanted to like build team like leadership and like get better working as a team.
Yeah, definitely working as a team is kind of why I play. I also I just like going out there. I love the energy everyone brings to the team, and just hitting people, you know, making big plays and stuff is real fun.
Yeah, I also love the contact of it too.
Defensive guys
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So you guys seem ready. You guys look ready. It sounds like you're ready. But what's like that difference between now and last season?
It's a big difference. Last year, we didn't seem connected as a team.
Okay.
And we weren't as physical as what we would have liked to. But this year, it seems like we've came together more and we've gotten more physical.
Yeah, especially with the platoon offense or running, guys have more energy, like throughout practices, scrimmages, games to just go out there and do the best they can.
Kind of elaborate off of that. They were talking about how they like contact, they like hitting, they love the energy, and one of the things that I try to do as a coach, and I do want to say it's so special to come back to a place that was home to you. Leaving here as a senior 2-8, when I know that we had the talent to be better, but we played as individuals.
Yeah.
That drove me to want to come back and really help out, turn this place around.
Mm-hmm.
This place is home to me.
Yeah.
When we lose to our rival schools, or when we go 1-9 like last year, that's personal to me.
Yeah.
And my goal, and I tell these guys all the time, is the puppies sleep on the porch and the dogs got to eat.
Yeah.
Okay. That's just something cringy I say at practice, but it's pretty funny. Anyways, so as far as competition goes, we really do get after in practice.
Mm-hmm.
We have goal line once a week. We got third down conversions once a week. As a D line room, we have comp Mondays, and when we go comp Mondays, I always bring a fast twitch prime in, and the winner gets the fast twitch prime.
That's hilarious.
But it's special to me, man.
Yeah.
It really is, and it's special to be able to come back and see kids that I would help out with in youth basketball and coach them. My little brother plays. It's obviously special to coach him as well, and to be under a coaching staff with Coach Jenne having the amount of experience that he does. It's definitely a great place for me to learn and continue to grow.
Mm-hmm. I do want to ask you, being a part of the football team, playing, and then being part of the team now, coaching, what is the difference that you do see?
The feeling for me. As an individual in high school, you always want the most success for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You want the most success for your team as well. But, when you make a big hit, you feel that. You feel the goosebumps. You feel the energy, like they were saying. You feel that. For me now, when I see one of, our players hit somebody, or my defensive lineman hitting somebody, and that, for me, that gives me the same amount of,
Sometimes even more.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's almost like euphoric for me, right?
Yeah.
I love it, and I sit there and I reminisce sometimes, but now I get to see other people and push them to live their dream and, push them to their full potential. And the feeling of hitting somebody and the feeling of watching somebody that you respect
Care about,
hit somebody, it's like I'm proud.
Yeah, I've talked about it a few times, but for the ones that are listening and don't know, I film for Riverside, the football team, and I get close with those guys every single year. And one of the hardest things is like when they do make a play, like I got to make sure the camera's still, I can't talk. Like the hardest thing is not being able to celebrate after they score that awesome touchdown or make that awesome block. So I definitely get what you're saying.
Yeah, so and that kind of brings me to a question for you guys. So. Talk to me about some memories that you might have in the sport of football. It's your senior year of football. There's obviously more memories that we're going to create this year, and hopefully amazing ones. But I want to know, up to this point, your favorite football memory.
Our sophomore year, the varsity, we had on our last game, we had to win, and we had to rely on 2 other teams. So. To get into the playoff, but we ended up winning that game, so it came down to watching the TV to see if we got in or not.
Gotcha. What about you, Jerrick?
I think my favorite football memory is probably the first time I started my varsity game in high school. So that would have been week 2. I was out week 1 because I sprained my ankle, but I guess I didn't, the energy was different when I was out there for varsity compared to JV.
Absolutely.
It was very different.
I do want to say, this podcast is a place where we kind of give thanks to others. And also we talk about how football has developed us outside of the sport. Have you witnessed anything outside of the sport of football that has kind of correlated to your actual life?
I don't have anything specific, but my uncle passed away in 2020 during COVID, and playing football helped get through that because I knew people would be there for me.
Absolutely.
And that just helped get through that.
And that's something that that's something that we appreciate you for sharing.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to know that football is an outlet to some.
Mm-hmm.
And football has taught me a lot of lessons, not just in the sport, but as far as dedication, commitment, and consistency outside.
Yeah.
And one thing that I want to express to you guys is you're going to see that correlation eventually in life. You heard Coach Jenne talk about earn the right.
Mm-hmm.
That is a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
When you're going through an interview process and you have to beat somebody out essentially to get the job. Earning the right to be somewhere and earning the right to get things is definitely something that you can correlate from football to real life. What about you, Jerrick?
I guess I didn't talk to many of the guys in football starting my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as it's grown on, I'll see them in school and stuff, and we'll have conversation, and I just grew more friendships with more people.
Do you guys have any siblings that play sports as well, or is it just you guys?
I had a sister that graduated last year.
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago now. She played volleyball.
And did her playing that sport, did that motivate you at all? I know it's completely different, but maybe watching her work ethic and her do her thing,
Yeah.
did that motivate you to be good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a sister in 2nd grade, so she plays sports, but they're like soccer, track, just.
And what does that mean to you as an older brother?
I mean, I love supporting her, cheering her on, just, I guess, being there, watching her. It's different from actually playing, but it's definitely a good feeling.
Absolutely.
And we talked a little bit about, what is your why? And I do want to touch a little bit more on that, maybe if we could get a little bit deeper, so kind of maybe rephrase it. What's the thing that constantly keeps you going or constantly is motivating you every single day?
To make the people on the team proud and to make them know that I'm going to do the best that I can to help them win and help us get better every day.
I love that.
Yeah, definitely what Wyatt said. So to go out there and show for my sister to motivate her and stuff, to do better in sports, and younger kids, younger generations go out there and watch us play.
Yeah, they're that's the one thing that's really special about high school football. You have the youth teams playing, you have the Pee Wee teams playing, you have the little kids that really aspire to play on that Friday night. Sometimes watching you, and it's special, and that'll correlate like it really, really will. And the way that you two carry each other, and Wyatt said it best. He doesn't play for himself; he plays for everybody else.
Yeah, I love that. And you
That
need
that
more
game-
guys
that
like
game-
that.
That made me happy. You
Yeah.
know, like that's good to hear out of one of your guys. And it's definitely exciting. And this platform is also a place where we give thanks. Is there anybody that you kind of want to give a specific shout out to, thanks to, or just has kind of helped you out through the process of your high school football career?
My parents, because they've been with me throughout all my sports, and they care about what I like to do, and they want me to feel like I'm happy doing what I want to. So they've always been with me. And then the coaches, they help, and they are really like good at getting us better and helping us like love the game more.
Yeah, definitely the coaches. Also thanks to my dad, because I was hesitant after my freshman year because I didn't get much playing time on JV if I really wanted to play, if it was for me. But he he encouraged me to play, and I liked it more as I've grown throughout high school.
I'm happy you stuck with it, man. So, what are some of the things that you could say to those kids that are maybe in that spot right now, to not give up just because you're unhappy with their playing time, to really stick it out because, it's all worth it. I'm sure you can say that now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, if you just try and you just keep putting in the work, eventually you're going to get, your spot. You're going to enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
What about you? You got any advice for the younger guys?
Just do what you love and keep working at it every day. Even without being there, doing stuff at home will help you get better and get noticed more.
Cole, can you talk a little bit about the theme that it's been like throughout the camp?
So, Coach has his ETR on the right. But for me and the D-line room, and one thing that I've basically instilled in them is why not? Why not go make a play? Why not go get a sack? Why not go win some ball games? And I just feel like that saying, why not? That's something that could definitely help them and push them and drive them. The momentum off of last year coming into this year, you can tell the guys wanted to put the work in. There was guys in there grinding and working their butt off all summer long. Blackburn was definitely one of them. Jerrick was definitely one of them. And it's just, why not do it for these seniors? Why not put it on the line for these seniors and for your brothers and your teammates and, the guys that you go out there and sweat and, sometimes are miserable with? Why not do it?
Mm-hmm.
Why not? And, kind of piggybacking off of that, I want to ask you guys, what is so special about this group of guys, and what is so special about this year that we might have seen in some time?
Just our physicality that we have, and everyone wants to work hard, and everyone wants to play for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that will really help us this year as a team to help win some games and destroy some other teams.
I love that, man. I love the energy.
Absolutely.
We also have a lot of talented guys, which allows us to do the platooning. So the more talent, then we'll win more games.
Are there any younger guys that you look forward to watching and playing with this year?
Daniel Kohler, he's a junior, and I really look forward to playing with him on the line this year.
I look forward to seeing Diesel play, Diesel Bomb. I haven't seen him much of running back, but he just got put at running back, and he likes to run through people. He's pretty fun to watch.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. He likes to get vertical, no doubt about that.
Before I let Cole wrap it up, I just want to ask you guys, what are your goals for this season, whether it be personal or for the team?
I want to at least do better than last year, which I know we will.
Yeah.
And for a personal goal, I just want to do the best that I can and get some sacks and tackles.
I told the boys before the season started. I said, if you get a sack, come see me after the game, and we'll get our sack dance in. So
Okay.
we have handshakes.
And,
and
Okay.
whatnot.
and a pick. If we get a pick,
If they get-
we get pizza.
If they get a pick, I said something about pizza, but
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows what'll happen?
Do you ever get a pick or no? Do you ever have one? No. Hey man, I'm asking.
Absolutely not. No, I came close, but never happened. No. Jerrick, what about you? What are some of your goals?
As a team, I definitely want to win more games. Personal goal, I'd like to get some interceptions. I didn't have any last year, but I'm confident that I'll get some this year for sure.
Is there any quotes that have stuck out with you through this summer, or like in the sport of football in general that you kind of live by every day now?
No.
Not many. I mean, Coach always says he brought up so what. He's brought up so what recently.
Yep.
Like if it's hot out or if
Yeah.
we're tired, but I don't know. I guess it just sticks with me.
Yeah.
So what? Time to get out of bed.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Let's go. But I want to say it's definitely been a blessing having you guys on, and Coach Jenne to allow me to come join the staff and help educate and help these young guys out. And it's been a blessing for me, and I cannot wait to see what we do this year and what we do each and every game. And I'm excited to watch the growth throughout the year. I've been excited, and I'm proud of the guys and down there in that locker room, and who they're becoming and what they're growing into. And it's definitely a pleasure having you guys on, and we really appreciate you taking the time and letting us go mobile for this episode. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for letting me be here.
So, without further ado, we'll see you next time on the Huddle.